In this video, we will show you how to import a bank statement into Reckon Accounts Hosted. You start the import bank statement process on your bank's website, where you save your transaction listing for a specific period to a special file called a QAF file, so called because of its file extension. It is a special file to handle bank transactions. On your transactions listing page, you will see an option to save the transactions in a file. Each bank is different, so you'll need to familiarise yourself with your bank's method before starting. On this bank, this function is at the bottom and will have a default file format selected, in this case, a CSV file. Click the drop-down arrow and select the Quicken Interchange format. Again, banks are different in the number of formats they offer you. If you see a QAF and an AUS QAF format, select the AUS QAF. Now click on the Export button and save the file to your local PC. Now in Reckon Accounts Hosted, we can import this file. Click on Banking, Import Bank Statement. In the first box, we select our QAF file. Click on Browse and navigate to the location on your local PC that you saved the file, in this case in the Downloads folder. The file path will populate in the first two boxes, for the source location and the destination location for the converted file with the extension QBO. You must change the destination to your Q drive. Now you can select the bank account these transactions will go into. Click the drop-down arrow and select the appropriate bank file. If there are no options listed, then you do not have a bank account activated for online banking. You will need to stop this import and in your Reckon Accounts Hosted, activate your bank accounts in the chart of accounts. Click OK to proceed to create the QBO file. The next screen gives us the opportunity to exit the import process now and complete it at another time. We'll click OK to continue. Now wait a few seconds while transactions from your QBO file transfer to Accounts Business. The next screen is a benign error. Your bank selection has not been recognised and the greying of the information suggests a problem. Just click on Use an existing QuickBooks account and click Continue. You can change the bank account if you wish. The Online Banking Centre now opens. We can see your bank, the name of your bank account, and an import file waiting. Click on View to open the Match Transactions window. The top half shows the bank register, and the bottom half shows transactions not yet matched to a bank import, and at the very bottom of the list, imports from the latest QAF file. To enter a transaction, highlight it and click on Add One to register. You'll be given 3 ways to enter the transaction. Using the register should not be used when a tax code is to be included on the transaction. Use the write check option for a direct payment of any sort, like an internet payment, BPay, check, cash. If the payment is for an existing bill, then use the third option. We'll select the second option. If the payee does not exist in Accounts Business, you'll be prompted to create the supplier. Now you can complete the form. Select an account. And enter any other information that is missing, like a transaction number. Click Save and Close when done to return to the Match Transaction screen. Here we can see the transaction has been tagged as matched. We can now enter another transaction. Let's select an income transaction. The options now are to use the register, Make Deposits window, or the Receive Payments window. Only the third option has provision for you to use a tax code. If you have an income transaction with a tax code, then you will need to enter it as an invoice first and use the third option, or as a sales receipt and use the option to match on the Match Transaction screen. We'll select the third option. Select the customer. In this case, There is no outstanding invoice, so we'll add a note that it is a forward payment and hold it as an adjustment note. After clicking on Save and Close, you will return to the Match Transaction screen. Here, we can select the next transaction to enter. When all transactions have been entered, click on Done. As there are still unmatched transactions, you will get a warning. Click Yes to return to the online banking centre. You can still see the imported statement here, and if you click on View again, you will note that the Matched Transactions window will not show the transactions that have already been entered. When the import file is no longer required, click on Delete to remove it from the online banking centre. You will not be able to import this file again. That completes the process for importing your bank transactions.